and welcome to our series where we are covering the common book for Northlake College of Notes from a Young Black Chef by Kwame Onuache. We have a series where we are talking to students, faculty, administration, and staff. And so I'm very excited to introduce Naela Patel, and she is going to tell us more about her, and then I will tell you more about myself.
Hi everyone, my name is Naela Patel and I used to be a student at Northlake College. I transferred to Texas Women's University last fall and I am currently studying psychology.
So Naela has transferred to the university that I graduated from with my master's. I'm so excited that she's at Texas Women's University. My name is Dr. Sherry Boyd. I teach humanities and music and theater for Northlake campus of the Dallas College. And I'm very excited about this series that we are doing. And I would like to welcome Naela to our table. Okay, so Naela, tell me, what do you think, can you define tenacity for yourself? What do you think tenacity means?
Okay. So tenacity for me, I think is, I know like the literal definition of tenacity is like persistence and a goal, which I think is true. For me, like tenacity is persisting in a goal, like no, even if you have like breaks in between the goal or you have obstacles on the way that prevent you from getting to your goal, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but as long as you're slow and steady in reaching that thing that you want to do, I think that's what tenacity is.
So in our book, our common book that we're reading, Notes from a Young Black Chef, Kwame Onuache tells us his story. He tells us how he grew up to become a chef.
Mm-hmm.
What does your story look like? How did you get to where you are right now?
With a lot of uncertainty and imposter syndrome, a lot of that. It's not been a fun journey, obviously.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so I think it mostly like my journey has been like difficult, I guess, after I started college because I am a first generation student. And so I didn't know anything about higher education. So coursework was easy for me because I've always like thrived in education. So that's fun for me, which might sound weird to a lot of people. But even though I complain about it a lot, doing schoolwork and doing coursework is fun because it challenges me, you know? But what the difficult part of it, like the uncertainty part of it, where my imposter syndrome popped up a lot, was navigating higher education, like because I didn't know what I didn't know about higher education. So I had no idea like if I was supposed to be doing something or if I was doing something a wrong way. Like I had no idea what the processes were or applications were. And so I think a lot of that fumbling, like that's what got me to where I am now. Like I learned a lot along the way of higher education and I'm still learning because I'm still a first generation student. That's not going to change anytime soon. So yeah, so that's what my journey's been full of. A lot of uncertainty and tumbling.
Well, I will tell you that I think many women that I know who have their doctorates, we have imposter syndrome. And that whole fake it till you make it. And a lot of that has to do with the patriarchal society that we come through. So I would like to know from you, what have been your obstacles that you had to overcome to get to where you are? You don't have to name them all, but let's talk about a couple of obstacles that you had specific that you had to overcome to get to where you are.
Well, there are a lot, and I don't think we have time to mention all of them. But I think like some of the big ones, I think would definitely be like family, because as you were talking about right now, like we live in such a patriarchal society globally, right? And I come from one of those very patriarchal societies. Like where I come from, I think, you know, when we moved here as immigrants, obviously it was expected for us to go to school all the way up to high school and then graduate. But I guess my parents themselves, not being college graduates, they never thought of the fact that, oh, my daughters or my children will one day want to go to college, right? And then so when we did start it, it was kind of like, I guess it was both a fear that they were that like my father thought that he was losing control of us, or also a fear that he didn't know about the world that we were getting into. So he was scared for us, and he was also unsure for us, like, are you going to be able to do it? So family was definitely like a really big obstacle. Just getting our parents to understand that we're going to be okay. We're going to be safe. We can do it, you know. We're not doing anything that's going to harm us. And so that was definitely a big one. And I think it's still a process, honestly. Like with every new step that we take, it's a process, just getting them to completely understand again. And, you know, that takes my dad a bit longer to come around than it does my mom, because she wants us to do all of that. And she's, as long as we're safe, when my dad's a bit of an older generation. So it's a lot more work with him. um, Another obstacle, finance. Finance was a big obstacle for me too. Just I'd like, because I'd never been considered that I would go to college one day. I had no sort of savings for college, and if it weren't for like financial aid and scholarships and stuff, I'm not sure I would have been able to continue my education if those resources weren't available to me. Um, I
Wow.
think, yeah, I think another really big obstacle was myself. I did have medical issues that, you know, almost put me off of college just because I had to take a break to recover and to get better and to get healthy. And I wasn't sure, like when it first happened, I was still in denial. So then after my health started getting better, I was just like, do I still even have the strength or energy to go back to college? And if I do, like, what's it going to look like now? Because I'm not the same person as I was before my medical happening. So I think that was like a really another big obstacle for me.
Which you have overcome with grace and brilliance, I
Thank
must
you.
say.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. This is not one of my questions. So
Mhm.
how is it going at Texas Women's University?
It's going amazing. It really is. Like I love it so much. Especially like all my classes that I'm taking. They're classes that I'm actually learning stuff that I want to learn in, not like core requirements that I'm being forced to take. So I'm having like a great time, even though I complain about it a lot. And like Professor Harris probably sees me complaining on social media all the time. I swear I'm really liking it. But yeah, it's been great. And like a lot of my faculty are women as well, and they're women of color. And so it's been amazing learning from them and just like getting to know them better as well. And that's been like, because yeah, I found myself like just going like head in like into all of my syllabi and stuff and coursework. And it's just been like, I'm like, wow, I actually like what I'm doing right now. So it's been great. I mean, it's amazing just walking around on campus, right? And then just seeing like majority females and not just females, like not just white females, but seeing like everyone, seeing people who look like you attending on campus, just walking around, and you know, just like it feels safe, honestly. And it feels like, well, like I could genuinely just like approach anyone right now and I could like, you know, strike up a friendship that I'm sure would last. And it's just amazing because I don't like feel out of place. I think my imposter syndrome has calmed down a bit at Texas Women's. Like I don't like when I look around, I don't feel like, oh my God, like do I belong here because of how I look? You know, because that was always something that like whenever I'd look around me, I wouldn't see many people who look like me, especially because I fail and stuff. So that would be like, okay, this is a bit weird, but no one looks at me weirdly on campus. And so that I didn't realize, but that actually like played a really big part in me feeling welcome, I guess, and just kind of being able to do my own thing.
I think that's awesome. So beyond getting to where you are now, how did overcoming these obstacles, and you've already kind of just touched on that, how did overcoming these obstacles that you discussed impact you where you are right now?
I guess like physically, they've gotten me to where I am, right? Like they've made me into the person that I am, my emotional, my maturity, all of that. It's helped me a lot. It's helped me grow into the person that I am today. But it's also given me a lot of mental health issues and a lot of trauma, right? Just because it's like having to overcome those, it's not easy. Like in the moment, like when you think back on it, it's like, okay, maybe that wasn't such a big deal. But in the moment, like with anxiety and stress flaring up at the same time, it's just like you think, oh my God, this is it. Like I can't go on anymore. And so it's honestly given me like a lot of traumas to work through because some of those obstacles have gone on to become traumas. Like they've
Mhm.
hit me deeper than they should have. And like they still affect me today, but thankfully like I am working through those. I mean, I would hope so, right? With what I'm majoring in. But yeah, definitely like they definitely impacted me mentally, and but at the end of the day, I'm proud that I still haven't gave up, basically, because even though that has been a lot, I honestly think they've shaped me into who I am, and I hope that not everyone has such a rough emotional journey, but I guess for me it worked, and so that's why I was put through it.
You are the definition of tenacity because you've hung in through health issues, through parent issues, and you are still moving forward. So there, props to you because you keep moving forward through all of that. You really do, Nyla. And I'm so proud. I really am. Like I'm proud, like I'm your mother or something.
Thank you. That means so
Because I know some of the stuff you went through at Northlake, and that would have stopped so many people, and it didn't stop you. And so that I'm proud of. Yeah. What would be your advice to any student right now?
I know it's so difficult and so hard, like especially if you're in an upper year of higher education. It's just really annoying and unfair that we can't experience our major classes in person because that's what we've been working towards all these years, right? But I think one of the biggest advice that I took myself personally and I can give others is get to know your classmates, like make a group chat with your classmates, because honestly that really helps creating that atmosphere of um, the classroom, even when you're at home by yourself. And reach out to your professors, man. Just honestly, just email them and bother them. Not constantly, but maybe like once a month or something, and just like, have like Zoom calls with them and have like go to their office hours and talk to them, because we don't have the traditional experience right now where we can, be involved on campus activities and stuff and get to know ourselves and other people better that way. So I think talking to your professors and your classmates outside of your designated Zoom time or even your online time is going to be a big lifesaver, because it has been for me. And I think that's how I was able to get through this semester, honestly, because I was really upset that I was taking such amazing classes that were discussion based, but because of COVID, were they translated into discussion boards, which is not the same thing. So
No. But like Onawachi, you have overcome so much, and I know that you will continue. And just remember, the path is not straight. Okay? It is not straight. Just as long as sometimes you have to go off the path to get what you want.
yeah,
But I'm so happy to talk with you, and I'm so happy to hear that you are enjoying and doing well. And thank you for doing this, Nyla.
of
Really
course,
appreciate you.
of course.